It's no good, but we at least have 1 point on the board from the free throw shot by Jenna Brown. So now it is 5-1. Comets leading by 4, we're just about halfway through the first period here on CRN.
And Howard's going to inbound it here because Sharp had the ball knocked out of her hands. Now Howard has it back.
Howard juking, jiving back to Eves, looking for Peyton Sharp. Sharp thought to go for 3, thought better of it. Washington will touch the ball. It is wedged up behind the basket and stoppage of play.
Well, that's something that special honor for basketball players.
And here comes Marlon Lee to save the day.
Good old Marlon.
He's got to jump up there back to his old St. Aug Clayton days and get it done. And you hear the crowd. I'm even clapping myself.
Yeah, he still got it. He can still jump up and get
those
boards.
He still got it.
Absolutely.
He still got it. Marlon Lee will put the game back in possession, back underway now with Jenna Brown. And then he gets right back into coaching mode. 2 ladies stacked against the run of the Comets by Brown and Best. Brown's got nowhere to go. Turn it over off the boards. Goes back to Watkins. Watkins open to Peyton Sharp. 2 ladies on the run. Hands it over to Best. And a whistle and a foul.
I told you were going to get loud tonight. And we got a foul. It is on.
Foul on number 33.
That would be
Nikki Lee. That's her first.
So.
That is
That should be the fourth team foul on. Yes, it is the 14th foul on the Trojans.
14th foul, 2 shots. It is going to be Unique Best of the line, shooting 2.
But she misses the first. So we've seen Unique Best be a real good team contributor in past games. So she's probably going to fill that role here again tonight, especially as the Comets develop more of a rhythm on offense. But now she's at the foul line for her second free throw attempt.
2 fouls on 34 of Seals. Everybody else has 1. Both shots no good. Rebound back to South. And it's led by Jenna Brown. Back up court. 2 ladies on the Comets stacked against the run by Best and Sharp. They're going to stack her up at the baseline in the midcourt. And there's contact. They're going to call foul.
On Howard. That's her first.
Foul on Dariana Howard for the Comets. I knew it was coming. There's 1 foul now on Howard. 3:46 here remaining in the first period. It's a 5-1 game, and they're up by 4.
That's another rookie mistake on Howard's part right there. She was trying to force an early turnover when the Trojans were already in danger of getting a backcourt violation.
McDonald to Brown, sets it up back to Seals. Now Seals looks and finds 23. McDonald, and a ball for the second time is going to get wedged up at the base of the basket, but they turn it back over to Comets ball. Sharp goes to Howard. Howard's open with 3 ladies stacked up, and she'll put it in for 2.
Wow. Great shot by Howard there. We're going to get a timeout for the Trojans.
5 points now on number 5, freshman Dariana Howard. The guard shooting forward freshman at 6 feet. Comets are leading 7-1. This is Comets basketball on CRN Sports Network.
Sportsmanship. It means a lot of things.
It means showing respect for the opposing team
And being a good host for our visitors.
It's about modeling good behavior and not getting caught up in the emotion of the moment.
It's about winning with humility.
Losing with dignity.
It is about making my high school games.
It's a good memory that I can enjoy for years to come.
Mr. Official.
Mom.
Dad, son,
Daughter.
Coach. Are we in this together?
Sportsmanship.
Together we make the right call.
This message has been brought to you by the North Carolina High School Athletic Association.
Back after radio timeout, 3:13 remaining in the first period. It's South Johnston with the ball, led by Brown. Brown finds Sills at the baseline, looking at the top of the key, turns it over, give it back to Howard. Another turnover by the Trojans. Dariana Howard taking it to the house. And 7 points now for Howard at number 2 with an easy flutter in the basket, Brandon.
That's the kind of stuff you see like college players do right there. She was in transition, she stopped, and she put a jump shot up in the paint, and it was good. So Howard's great season is continuing so far here tonight, despite a couple of rookie mistakes.
Good talent. And
she just made a great defensive play right there with her and Unique Best trapping the Trojans over there on the corner, and that leads to a turnover.
A great talent for that matter on her. She's doing a phenomenal job, definitely.
Yeah, McDonald's coming to the bench. I mean, that was not what the Trojans wanted out of the timeout there, so it's 9-1. They're already facing some trouble here before the first quarter even ends.
2:33 remaining here in the opening period out in front. It is the Comets 9-1. 7 of those points have been scored by Dariana Howard. 2 from free throws by Delaney Eves. And a turnover. They're going to give the ball back to South Johnston. It's against Clayton.
That was not a good shot by Sharp right there. The ball just kind of floated up in the air for, about a full second and bounced off the front of the rim. But she gets a good steal. No, she doesn't. Good aggression,
She got it. and she put it out of bounds again. So, yeah, that's a suffer there for her. Tough break.
But you want that kind of aggression, though.
You want to see that intensity. You're exactly right. You're exactly right here. So 2-10. They're going to call traveling on Seals in 33, the senior center. And she's going to turn the ball over from South back to the Comets, and it will be Delaney Eves, the junior, to put it back in bounds.
We got a great view of that. She clearly took one too many steps.
Eves with the ball. Now back to Sharp. Purple shoes and all. Ready to go at the baseline, letting the clock run down. It's 9-1. They're the number 1 seed. They're in the final week of what would be the conference play for the next, at least until February the 13th, I believe it is.
Sharp almost committed a turnover right there by throwing it straight to 2 Trojans defenders.
At least until February the 13th. That's when the final game will be of the season at West Johnston.
Well, Howard now has the ball again.
And then they go into conference play. Brandon.
Yeah, we're getting close to the end, Wesley. I know it doesn't seem like it, but we are close to the final few games of the season.
This
it goes by
season
too fast.
has been phenomenal. Let's just throw it out for you real quickly. Next week you have basketball, February the 4th. It's going to be East Wake, February the 4th. Then the 7th, Cleveland. We will be somehow figuring out how to cover that game. And then, of course, the 11th and the 13th, like I mentioned, that is on a Tuesday and a Thursday night. Triple S and West Johnston. And again, as I said, Trey Snod, we are you talking with Trey earlier this afternoon, Brandon, we are in the transition period of the final week of conference play, the next 2 weeks. And this is the home stretch. If you're having a bad year, you want to try to turn things around here as we see another free throw shot missed. And South Johnston back up court with the ball led by 32 Creech. Back to Brown, back to 25 of Bird. But bottom line, if you want to make some changes, you got to do it these next 2 weeks.
South Johnston might want to make some change for this game because they're passing the ball poorly. They're putting up terrible shots right now, and they're getting swarmed by the Comets defense. They're trying to trap them here, but they get open, and there's a steal by
Hedinger.
And she's all
Hedinger's open. Will she take it to the house? Oh, she gets her own rebound, though.
Oh, but neither
tries for the second time to put it in, and it's no good. Under a minute to play in the first period.
You got to finish those shots, Wesley.
Oh, Best with a steal. Unique Best powers up. Whistle foul.
She got fouled hard.
Foul on 32. Creech, I know she's going to the line.
That's actually on Nikki Lee. Then that will be her second foul, I believe.
Nikki Lee, 33. That's right.
That was a hard foul. Maybe a little bit of frustration there, Wesley.
Nonetheless, Unique Best will go to the line, and she will be shooting 2 for sure.
Let's see. She's dribbling. She's going to wait, and she puts the shot up now. But it's off the front of the rim. Free throws have been a problem for the Comets so far tonight.
Subs coming in, including Julie Clement at number 12.
Wow.
Shirley Moses is in 40. Number 30, Ansley Stewart. Julie Clement in 12. And those are your new subs in for the Comets.
Wow, Julie Clement's getting some playing time here with 42 seconds left. She's one of the least used players on the Comets roster. So let's see what she can do here with the amount of time left here in the first.
They're up by 8 points. I think Marlon Lee's just kind of testing the tides to see how these new players can do on the court. At midcourt, down to the baseline, throwing it over, turning it over. Almost lost it. Why without a travel call? They didn't call traveling. They're going to turn it over back to the Comets, though, as Ansley Stewart powers her way up court. She's a freshman player. Got her own rebound back after a mistake. And set it up to Moses, and it went into the basket. In and out. No good by Moses. Send by number 10 of Fletcher, and the final 12 seconds to play in the opening period. A good one here, leading by 8 Comets. Final attempt made by Bird. Bird sets it up. Will she go? There's almost a foul by a shot attempt for 3. No good, and that's the whistle in the first period.
Wow, that shot by Bird almost went in. And it was more so a Hail Mary than anything else.
Kennedy Bird was trying to go for a desperate 3 haymaker. And as you said, Brandon, it about went in. It literally came so close to going in and bouncing off of the rim there. But nonetheless, that's the first period.
Well, the problem was that was probably the best shot the Trojans took this entire period. We've had a real good look at some of the stuff they've been putting up. It's been way off the mark. It's like they're trying to wedge it in between the rim and the backboard. That's how bad their accuracy is.
South Johnston Trojans, the cheerleaders having their time on the court. We are completed first period. Radio timeout. Comets, Trojans, Clayton, South Johnston. This is CRN. Back after radio timeout.
Unforgettables. Nice. This show is sponsored by Unforgettables. Unforgettables creates detailed hand-painted baseballs for every baseball fan. Check them out at unforgettables.com.
Now back to live coverage on the CRN Sports Network.
Back after radio timeout. It is second period action about to get underway. It's an 8-point lead for the Comets. It is 9-1. Brandon White, Wesley Outland, Trey Snide. At least making sure everything sounded okay.
I'm sure it sounded just fine, Wesley.
We're ready for the second period.
I mean, I will let you know if I have my phone on me, but it's on the charger right now. So we're just going to assume that we're sounding okay.
If there was any technical difficulties, we'll try to fix it, assess it later. Maybe at halftime we'll check it out.
Maybe.
So we are looking right now at the second period underway. It's number 23, Janae McDonald, strong shooting guard junior with the ball. As we have now 9-1. Comets are up by 8 points. 3 team fouls on Clayton, 6 on South Johnston, the away squad. What was that? I mean, there was like no reason to go to there except there's maybe a foul or a turnover. They're going to turn it over and give it back to Clayton, so it's Comets ball. Alexa Watkins, and you hear him yelling air ball. That's our Comet Hard Hats. They're all in here tonight in a rainy January evening in Clayton, Brandon.
Yeah, and it's rain and gloomy, what I think is just about sum up the moon over on the Trojans.
And our
right
director,
now.
Trey Snide, has says you're good, sounding good. So I'm very happy. Thank you.
Well, we had a turnover from the Comets here. Now Bird will take it out. Let's see. Bird is getting guarded by Washington. She finds McDonald in the corner right by the Hard Hats. She finds looks like that was, I can't tell who that was inside.
Looking inside. Do they call that on 22?
Yes.
22 for 2 points, and they're finally on the board besides that free throw at the basket going in. It's a 6-point game now, 9-3. As the first string players back out on court again, led by Delaney Eves. Eves under the basket, no good. Rebound, give it back to Dariana Howard. It bounces off the backboard. Side of the rim there, and it's not going to count. We got a whistle and a foul.
And guess who it's on? It's on Sills.
Foul on 34 of Sills. That is her third.
If memory serves me correctly, she got into some foul trouble during the first time these two teams met. So this is an issue for us.
Well, you and Trey called that game. I was in Tampa, Florida that weekend. Was it?
Yeah, well, a lot of time has passed since then, but I do remember the Trojans getting into some foul trouble during the night. I believe McKinley Sills was part of that too. So
gotcha.
She's got to clean that up. The Trojans have to clean up their fouling in general. You mean you don't win games by fouling? You just don't do that.
You don't do that for sure. And both free throws no good. They're going to call the whistle and stoppage of play again here.
I'm not keeping.
Are they going to make her reshoot? I think they're going to let her shoot again. They are.
Wow, so.
Lane violation on one of the Trojan players. And they're going to let Howard shoot one more time. Unique Best will be coming in as a sub. It's a 9-3, 6-point lead. Comets out in front. Rival basketball in the Greater News 3A, and she'll nail that point.
It's been a while since the Comets made a free throw in this game, so they got to work on that. They need to work on that in practice, but maybe during the warm-up for the second half, they can tweak that a little bit too.
10-3. It is a 7-point lead now. To the basket, trying to go somewhere. Number 25, that was Bird. Bird had somebody open, handed it out back inside to 23 of McDonald at the paint. She goes down, loses the ball. Best is there. They crash on the boards. Taking it away is Washington. Washington comes up court. She's going to try to go, backs off, resets, goes back to the baseline. She'll surrender back to the baseline and will reset and go again. And now sets it up to Dariana Howard. Howard to the two-lady pressure. Looking for Best. It turns it over. It'll be south ball.
They're calling that a double dribble on Howard right there. But, the bad passing from the Trojans just keeps continuing. The Comets have done a real good job of swarming them on defense, and that's confusing them. They just cannot generate any offense with what Marlon Lee's throwing at them.
They're going to call a foul possibly on Bird, on Howard. Foul on number 5, Dariana Howard. That's going to be her second.
Ooh. Well, that could be a potentially interesting development if she gets into some more foul trouble.
A second foul coming up on Dariana Howard. They're going to turn the ball back over now. South's ball. Trojans will keep possession.
And that'll be on Best.
Best is going to get one now, 24. There's a foul. Here comes Mackenzie Henninger, Peyton Sharp, Ansley Stewart, Julie Clement, and Shirley Moses. He has benched the entire first string and bring in the second string to come in now.
That's usually a sign the coach is not happy with what his first